like and subscribe. Circumcised people of Reddit, what is your stance on the practice? Would you prefer to be uncut? I don't know what it would be like to be uncut, so I'm unable to know if I would prefer to be uncut. Edit, thank you for the awards. I had no idea that a simple deductive statement would become my most upvoted comment. I'm uncircumcised. 999% of the time I don't think about the distinction, and it isn't relevant to anything, not even showering or sex. 0.001% of the time someone starts a Reddit thread about it. I'm circumcised. I don't think about it. I don't care that my parents had it done. I don't long for a foreskin. Just doesn't matter. So I was circumcised when I was 20. I had some pretty bad phimosis. Best decision I ever made. I had it done and wasn't able to walk for a year afterwards. I'm circumcised. I haven't had any problems. But my circumcision was medically necessary and my brothers haven't had it done. I wouldn't get my son circumcised unless medically necessary. IDK, I got circumcised as a baby. Edit, probably the most upvotes I've gotten on such a simple comment. Thanks. I am circumcised but decided to not do it to my son when he was born. If he wants to later on in life, that is up to him. Edit, you can quit messaging me telling me that I am an asshole and it hurts later in life. I know. I got it. I had this conversation with my friend when he said he was getting his son sniped. I simply said, I think it should be their decision, not the parents. Yay, but when he's older he's not gonna wanna do it, so he then proceeds to do it anyway. My son, my choice. Give me my god. Foreskin back Kellogg's. Edit, I meant the fact that the founder of Kellogg's heavily advocated for circumcision as a way to stop masturbation, and that is likely why I was circumcised at birth. I did not shove cornflakes in my foreskin, you. Uncircumcised med student here. I find it interesting how circumcision is easily top 3 in most controversial medical debates. I'll never forget this one class, when a professor said infantile male circumcision is genital mutilation, and should be phased out. The uproar that ensued, you would have thought the man was advocating for the Holocaust. There is a lot of talk about how it prevents sexual disease, particularly heterosexual HIV contraction. That is actually not entirely true. The data is inconclusive at best, and conflicting at worst. It does reduce the risk of a UTI in infants, but once children are old enough to bathe themselves, proper hygiene is more than enough to prevent that. My gripe is how society mindlessly treats circumcision as a tradition, rather than as an irreversible medical procedure. It is a surgery. There are major risks associated with it, and I have seen the negative outcomes a number of times in my experience. Yet in the US, we have normalized it to the point that uncut men are shamed and ridiculed, or so that med students do not even entertain the idea that maybe this procedure should be automatically performed on every baby boy coming out the womb. All I am saying is, it is time we revisit why are we doing this procedure, and we should treat it as a conversation to be had with our doctors, rather than treat it as I don't know, foreskin looks weird. Got cut before I had any choice in the matter. Appreciate the better aerodynamics when erect and running/flying naked. I had an adult circumcision at the age of 23 due to severe phimosis, and honestly, compared to excruciating pain and actively avoiding sex, it is an improvement. I do however miss the increased pleasure. I'm indifferent. My works great. Sex is awesome. I've never had any problems. I think people blow it out of proportion. I wish I could get blown out of proportion. I was circumcised as a baby, and it was botched, and as a result, my dong basically retreats back into my body like a lightsaber when I'm not actively using it. Even if that wasn't a problem, I honestly don't think it's right to modify someone else's body without their consent. Yes, I would prefer to have been uncut. I'm American. It is the norm here to be circumcised. If I ever have a son, he will not be circumcised. I'm not angry about it. I just wish my body was left the way it was made. Since the advent of running water, it has not been a hygiene issue. I had to scroll down for a long time before I saw anything besides got mine as a baby, don't care. I think it's a much bigger issue than that. The procedure can be ed up. We are performing cosmetic surgery on newborns. Just because it is so accepted, doesn't make it the better choice. I'm circumcised. I have a nice looking. I ain't mad. I do wonder if things might be a little more sensitive. For me this would be better had I retained my foreskin. I cannot stress this enough, I could not possibly care any less. Circumcised at age 10 it was, because I had like 2 streams of and it went all over the place. Then after the surgery, bam, everything is normal. One of the best decisions I've ever made. I also had a few weeks to think it over, and my parents said that I didn't have to to clear a few things up. 1. There were more reasons than peeing 2 streams, just don't want to mention it online. 2. Yes, I did do this voluntarily. 3. Yes, it was a genetic defect, so it would have gotten worse. I mentioned this in a comment below. Edits added further information. Have a great day, kind internet strangers. I had it done at 27 to treat phimosis. If you are suffering from that or something similar, I cannot recommend it enough, as it basically makes all of your medical problems go away. I would not do it for cosmetic reasons, though. Pros. Way easier to clean. Penis got thicker, since it did not have tight skin holding it as true size back. Peeing as a RCRO vertical bar, it was easy before, but like, now you can just stand there. Cons. Recovery, while short, is a two-tone penis. I don't really care about this much. You lose the sensation on the glands. I genuinely miss this. Penis got thicker, since it did not have tight skin holding it as true size back. This doesn't work if you don't have phimosis, guys. Don't get excited. I'd have preferred the option as an uncut dude. I can't imagine how freaking uncomfortable it would be to have my head rubbing on my underwear all the time. For me it's very sensitive. If it pokes out and rubs, it's very irritating. You must become desensitized, I guess. Yeah, cut guys will tell you it feels good, or is not uncomfortable at all, because they literally lost sensation. As an uncut guy, if I pulled my skin back in my underwear, it would literally I'm hurt. Organized religion stole my foreskin, and I would like it back, PLS. I'd like to be uncut. Don't know if it's any different or not, but my body obviously thought it was a good idea to have a foreskin. That's a good enough reason for me. My parents didn't have any special reason to have me circumcised. It's what people did at the time. I don't resent them for the choice, but I did not have my son circumcised. His body, his choice. I don't have any special opinion on what should or shouldn't be allowed. So far as it goes, I'm just glad the discussion is happening and people are thinking before they just do it. But didn't make that choice for my son. His body, his choice. Simple as that. I like being cut. Looks good, feels good, works good. Nope, I'm good with it. I prefer it this way, and it's a much simpler procedure with far less risk of complications if it's done early as opposed to an adult. I'm glad that decision was made for me when it was. I always wonder what it would feel like if I wasn't. I've heard sex is more pleasurable for people who are uncircumcised. Maybe I'd enjoy sex more if I wasn't circumcised. Got circumcised as a baby. Would prefer I hadn't. Not because anything went wrong, or because I hate my penis or anything, but simply because I wish I had had a choice. I won't circumcise any boys I may have, and will advocate for an end to any pointless procedure being done to babies without their consent. I am. Dominant really care that I am. but it has always made me wonder why it is perfectly okay and legal to. I was circumcised at around 25 to 26 because I kept getting yeast infections. Not a pleasant experience as an adult. You don't realize how many night erections you have until you wake up with your boner straining against the stitches. It solved the problem, but I still wish I was uncut. I don't exactly mind being circumcised, but it is. Head up, I did not get a say in the matter. I have literally no idea what it's like to not have had it done, since mine was as a baby, but knowing what it is, and that the vast majority of them are done, just for tradition doesn't sit right with me. I'm cut. My wife and I have 2 boys, neither are cut. Did the research, it's not necessary, so we opted not to do it. I'm cut and really wish my parents had left it up to me, since it's my body. My fiance and I are getting married soon, and have talked about having kids. I've told her, if we have a son we are absolutely not getting him circumcised. His body, his choice. That's the hill I choose to die on. As someone who got circumcised as an adult for medical reasons, I'd say it should be a personal choice. I vastly prefer being cut compared to before, but there's also a reason I got cut, lol. We didn't have our son circumcised, he can decide for himself when he's older. I found Americans to be so defensive about this issue. But in Europe it's not the norm to be cut. It just feels like an unnecessary and strange practice, but it's a cultural thing I guess. Imagine no one ever done this before, and doctors just started it now for whatever reason. People would lose their minds. The amount of people that think it is so much extra work to clean foreskin is really astounding. Same with the amount of people that don't think they produce smegma because they are cut. The smegma just does not have a place to build up and sit, so it gets rubbed off on the underwear. Even women get smegma in their fold. Penis, vagina, cut or uncut, wash your I'm junk and your while you are at it. I am a female BTW and think that routine infant circumcision is barbaric. What in hell is so hard about cleaning foreskin? It's like lifting your arm and rinsing your armpit in the shower. Are people really that lazy? I'm cut, resent it, and wash my anyway. WTF is a big deal. So I had mine done when I was 21 and was sexually active before and after. So biggest differences I found were the following. 1. Before the operation, I was way more sensitive down there and would ejaculate really easily. Afterwards I seemed to have lost that sensitivity and could last a lot longer, but still felt good. 2. It is a lot cleaner. Before, if I got lazy or did not clean properly, it would get icky. Now it is really quick and simple. 3. So I had pain when I would pull back the foreskin and during sex, hence why I got it removed. Now I am completely pain-free. But I have to admit the loss of feeling down there was a bit disappointing. Overall it was positive for me. Cutting off parts of the human body is super. Head up. I wish I was not circumcised. I did not consent. There was no medical reason. Family did it newborns, so we could look like our dad/siblings. As someone who has seen many S in his day, I have seen many botched circumcised S. Skin too tight where it is painful to get an erection, scars, or limited feeling. Asterisk asterisk, edit for autocorrect spelling silliness, asterisk asterisk. You've been visited by the ghost of a very important man. Pay your respects by liking and subscribing, and he'll grant you 3 weeks of good luck.